Nakakagulantang na insidente noong Nobyembre 5, 2024, exactly 6:15 a.m., sa exclusive elite performance gym sa Rockwell Center, Makati, when young man wearing faded sando, torn basketball shorts, worn-out rubber slippers, carrying old duffel bag, attempted to enter facility. Immediately blocked by front desk manager Kevin Salazar, 32 years old, sneering, "Excuse me. This gym is for serious athletes and professionals only. Membership is P50,000 monthly. I don't think you can afford that. Please leave." Young man was Eman Bacosa, 20-year-old aspiring boxer, son of Manny Pacquiao, arriving for scheduled training session with father. Pero staff didn't know this. Judged purely by appearance, security guard joined Kevin. "Lumayas ka, nagpapahiya ka sa establishment, baka magnakaw ka pa," physically escorting Eman toward exit despite his protests. Pero what happened next? Manny Pacquiao's arrival 30 minutes later, his fury upon learning what happened, public confrontation that would go viral with 63 million views, would expose ugly truth about discrimination based on appearance, destroy gym's elite reputation. Mga kaibigan, bago natin buksan ang absolutely explosive story na ito tungkol kay Eman Bacosa na pinalayas sa gym dahil sa hitsura, then vindicated dramatically when Manny Pacquiao arrived, kailangan kong malaman. Nasaan kayo nanonood ngayon? Taga Manila ba? Makati? Other cities? Abroad? Comment your exact location. At Honest Question, have you ever been judged, dismissed, or discriminated against based on appearance? Clothes, shoes, how you look? Share your story. Gaano kadalas tayo nag-judge ng tao based sa labas without knowing their story? Subscribe now para sa buong shocking journey of prejudice, vindication, at instant karma. Eye on notifications. Mag-like. Share everywhere. This story will make you think twice before judging anyone. Ang background ng incident actually started previous night, November 4, 2024. Manny Pacquiao called Eman around 9 p.m. "Anak, let's train tomorrow morning. 6:30 a.m. I booked private session at Elite Performance Gym sa Rockwell. They have excellent equipment, good trainers, perfect place for serious work." Eman agreed eagerly. "Yes, Dad, salamat, I'll be there." Excited for opportunity to train with father, these sessions had become regular part of their relationship building since acknowledgement. Quality time doing what both loved. Boxing was their common language. Safe space where communication flowed naturally even when words were difficult. Eman lived in modest apartment in Mandaluyong, not far from Rockwell, pero different world. His place was simple, 1-bedroom unit, P12,000 monthly rent, furnished with basics, nothing fancy. He was still building boxing career, had small income from amateur fights, occasional sponsorships. Manny provided support pero Eman tried to be independent, didn't want to rely completely on father's wealth, wanted to earn his own way, prove himself through merit, not privilege. Admirable, pero meant he lived. Simply dressed practically owned few possessions. Morning of November 5th, Eman woke up 5 a.m. Morning routine was disciplined. 50 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, light stretching, cold shower to wake-up system. Got dressed in what he had. Training clothes were worn. He'd been using same shorts and sando for months. Couldn't justify spending money on new gear when old ones still functioned. Rubber slippers were from public market, peon 50. Soles were thin, straps were loose pero they worked. Packed duffel bag. Old canvas bag his mother Joanna Rose had give, and him years ago. Frayed edges, broken zipper halfway, contained hand wraps, water bottle, small towel. Everything he needed for training. Nothing more. Left apartment 5:45 a.m., took jeepney to Rockwell, P15 fare, could have taken Grab, pero was saving money. Arrived at Rockwell around 6:10 a.m., area was pristine, luxury condos, high-end shops, expensive cars, BMW, Mercedes, Porsche parked everywhere. Eman felt out of place immediately. His worn appearance contrasted sharply with polished surroundings. Security guards at Rockwell entrance looked at him suspiciously. "Saan ka pupunta?" Questioning his presence, Eman explained. "Elite Performance Gym po. May training session ako." Guard was skeptical pero let him pass. "Sige, pero wag kang gagawa ng kahit ano ha?" Treating him like potential criminal based purely on appearance. Walked to gym located on second floor of commercial building. Entrance was impressive. Glass doors, modern logo. Interior visible through windows looked expensive. State-of-art equipment, mirrored walls, everything gleaming clean. Eman pushed door open, walked to front desk where Kevin Salazar was reviewing schedule on computer. Kevin looked up, saw Eman. Face immediately showed disdain. "Can I help you?" Tone was cold, dismissive. Eman tried to explain. "Good morning, Po. I have training session scheduled at 6:30. Pacquiao booked it." Kevin barely glanced at computer. "Pacquiao? We have Manny Pacquiao scheduled, pero he didn't mention bringing guest. What's your name?" "Eman Bacosa, Po." Answered respectfully despite Kevin's rudeness. Kevin typed. Found nothing because Manny had booked only under his name. "There's no Bacosa in system. Sorry, you can't be here without membership or valid booking." Eman tried explaining. "Po, I'm training with Manny Pacquiao. He booked session. I'm supposed to meet him here. He's my—" Kevin interrupted. "Look, I don't know what scam you're trying to pull, claiming to train with Senator Pacquiao. Pero it's not working. You need to— Oh, leave. This gym is for serious professionals. Monthly membership is P50,000. I seriously doubt you can afford that based on your appearance. Please leave before I call security." Judgment was entirely based on Eman's clothes, his worn appearance. Kevin had assumed poverty meant unworthiness, that someone dressed modestly couldn't possibly belong in elite establishment. Eman felt anger rising, pero controlled it. "Sir, please just call Manny Pacquiao. Verify with him. He'll confirm I'm supposed to be here." Kevin laughed mockingly. "You want me to bother Senator Pacquiao waste his time to verify that you random guy in Pinellas are training with him? Do you realize how ridiculous that sounds? Now leave or I'm calling security. Final warning." Security guard named Rico Mendez was already approaching. Kevin had signaled him. "What's the problem, boss?" Rico asked. Kevin explained. "This guy is claiming he trains with Manny Pacquiao, won't leave, escort him out." Rico looked at Eman with contempt. "Sige halika, labas." Grabbed Eman's arm firmly. Eman pulled away. "Don't touch me. I'm telling truth. Just wait 30 minutes, Manny will arrive, he'll explain everything." Rico tightened grip. "I don't care who you're claiming to know, you're trespassing. We can do this easy way or hard way. Choose." Other gym members were arriving, watching scene. Unfold wealthy businessman in expensive Nike gear whispered to companion. "See, this is why we pay premium, they keep riffraff out." Woman in designer workout clothes agreed. "Exactly. Imagine working out next to that, he probably smells." Comments were loud enough for Eman to hear. Humiliation burned, pero worse was knowing they were wrong. Judging him without knowing anything, treating him as less than human because of clothing. Eman made decision. Didn't want to cause scene. Would wait outside for Manny, explain what happened. Fine. I'll wait outside, pero when Manny Pacquiao arrives and asks for me, you'll regret this. Warning was ignored. Kevin smirked. Sure. Whatever helps you sleep at night. Goodbye. Rico escorted Eman to exit, practically pushed him outdoor. Don't come back. We don't want your kind here. Eman stood outside, embarrassed, angry, hurt, checked phone, 6:25 a.m. Manny would arrive soon, then ever. Yon would see. Pulled out phone to call Manny, warn him what happened, pero phone battery was dead. Had forgotten to charge overnight. Perfect. Now had to just wait. Sat on bench outside building, people passing by stared, some with pity, some with disgust. Mother with child pulled her kid away. Don't go near that man. Treating Eman like danger. He'd never felt so invisible, so judged, so reduced to appearance. Thought about all times Mama Joanna Rose had been treated this way. Dismissed because of clothes, because of poverty. Now he understood viscerally how that felt. Dehumanization was profound, wasn't just being denied service, was being denied humanity. By being seen as less than, unworthy of basic respect. 6:45 a.m. Still no Manny, maybe running late. Eman waited. Security guard from gym periodically checked to make sure he wasn't trying to re-enter. Still here? Pathetic, move along, you're making customers uncomfortable. Eman ignored him, focused on waiting, on vindication that would come when Manny arrived. When truth was revealed, imagining Kevin's face, Rico's embarrassment. Sweet justice was coming. Just had to wait. Pero waiting was torture. Each minute felt like hour. Each passing person's judgmental look was tiny cut, accumulating into wound. 6:55 a.m. Black Mercedes SUV pulled up. Manny Pacquiao emerged wearing simple training clothes. Gym bag over shoulder. Looked around, probably for Eman. Didn't see him immediately. Walked toward gym entrance. Eman stood up. "Dad," called out. Manny turned, saw him, smiled. "Eman, bakit ka nandito sa labas? Let's go, we're late." Started walking toward him. Eman quickly explained. "Dad, they won't let me in. They kicked me out, said I don't belong here, said I was lying about training with you. They judged me based on my clothes." Manny's expression darkened. "What? They did what? Come with me now." Both walked to gym entrance. Manny pushed door open forcefully, strode directly to front desk where Kevin was, Eman following behind. Kevin looked up, saw Manny, face transformed to obsequious smile. "Senator Pacquiao, welcome. Your private session is ready. We're honored to have you." Manny cut him off sharply. "Where's your manager? Get them now." Tone was ice cold, Kevin confused. "Sir, is something wrong?" Manny pointed at Eman. "This is my son. I specifically booked session for both of us. Your staff physically removed him, refused to verify with me, treated him like criminal because of how he's dressed. Get your manager now." Kevin's face went pale. Realization hitting like truck. This was Manny Pacquiao's son. The guy he'd mocked, dismissed, kicked out. Oh God. "Sir, I'm so sorry, I didn't know. He didn't say he was your son. There was miscommunication." Manny's voice rose. "He told you he was. Training with me. He asked you to verify. You refused. You judge him based on appearance. This is discrimination. Where is your manager?" "Ano kaya ang mangyayari when manager arrives? At paano mag-react ang mga witnesses?" Kevin scrambled for phone, called manager's cell, hands shaking. "Sir, emergency. Senator Pacquiao is here. He's furious. His son was..." Voice on phone cut him off. Within 2 minutes, gym owner Marcus Tan rushed out from back office, 50 years old, business suit, panic written across face. "Senator Pacquiao, I'm Marcus Tan, owner. What happened?" Kevin said there's problem. Manny turned full fury on him. "Your staff kicked out my son, treated him like trash because he doesn't look rich enough for your elite gym. Is this how you operate? Discrimination based on appearance? I want explanation. Now." Marcus looked at Eman, at Kevin, at Rico, who joined nervously, piecing together what happened. At ang confrontation, a susunod would be recorded by multiple gym members on phones, going viral within hours, destroying elite performance gym's reputation permanently. Marcus Tan immediately went into damage control mode. "Senator, I sincerely apologize. This is completely unacceptable. My staff should have verified before making any decisions. This is not how we operate. Please let me make this right." Words were rehearsed, empty. Manny wasn't having it. "Make it right. How? My son was humiliated, physically removed, called liar, treated like he was beneath everyone here. You can't undo that. You can't erase that experience. Your staff revealed exactly how this gym operates, judging people by appearance, by wealth. That's disgusting." Eman stood quietly, watching scene unfold. Part of him wanted to say, "Told you so." Pero mostly felt vindicated, relieved the truth was being revealed. Marcus turned to him. "Sir, I'm deeply sorry for how you were treated. This will not ever happen again. Please accept my apologies." Apology felt performative, motivated by fear of losing Manny as client. Not genuine remorse, Eman responded calmly. "Your apology means nothing. What matters is your staff's actions. They showed who they are, who you've trained them to be. This isn't isolated incident. This is culture you created." Marcus tried deflecting. "I assure you this is not our culture. These employees acted independently, against our values." Manny interrupted. "Saint. Up lying. Your front desk manager specifically mentioned P50,000 monthly membership. Specifically said, my son couldn't afford it. Specifically judged him based on clothes. That's trained behavior. That's institutional discrimination. Own it. Don't blame individuals for culture you created." Accusation was accurate. Marcus couldn't deny it. Several gym members were recording on phones. This was becoming public spectacle. Marcus was sweating. One gym member, woman in designer gear who'd earlier made disparaging comment about Eman, approached nervously. "Excuse me, Senator Pacquiao, I just want to say I'm so sorry. I didn't know he was your son. I made comment earlier that was inappropriate." Manny turned to her. "You didn't know he was my son, so what? Does that make discrimination okay? Would you have treated him differently if you'd known? The fact that you're apologizing now, only because you know who he is, proves you don't understand the problem. You should treat everyone with respect regardless of who their father is, regardless of what they're wearing. Basic human decency isn't conditional." Woman backed away, embarrassed. Others who'd witnessed incident looked guilty, ashamed. They were being called out collectively, not just staff, pero customers. Entire culture of elitism, judgment, discrimination. Manny continued. "This guy markets itself as elite, but elite should mean excellence in character, not just equipment. It should mean treating people with dignity, creating inclusive environment. Instead, you've created place where people are judged, excluded, made to feel less than. That's not elite, that's just cruel." Rico, the security guard, tried apologizing. "Sir, I'm sorry. I was just doing my job, following protocols." Manny cut him off. "Your job is to provide security, not to discriminate. You physically grabbed my son. You called him your kind. What kind is that? Poor? Modestly dressed? You dehumanized him. You don't get to hide behind it just following orders. You made choices. Take responsibility for them." Rico had no response. Looked at floor, shame visible. Kevin was crying now, realizing his career was probably over. "Senator, please, I made mistake, terrible mistake. I'm sorry, I have family. I need this job, please." Manny's expression softened slightly, pero remained firm. "You should have thought about that before you treated someone's child like they were worthless. Before you mocked and humiliated someone. Actions have consequences. This is yours." Marcus interjected. "Senator, I'll handle disciplinary actions. Kevin will be suspended pending investigation. We'll review all policies, implement training." Manny shook his head. "Not good enough. This needs public accountability. I'm posting about this, naming this gym, explaining what happened. People deserve to know how you treat those you deem beneath you." Marcus panicked. "Senator, please, that will destroy our business. We'll lose everything. Can't we resolve this privately? I'll comp your membership lifetime. I'll donate to your foundation, whatever you want." Manny's response was sharp. "You think this is about money? This is about principle, about my son's dignity, about every person who's been judged and excluded from places they had every right to be. I'm not interested in your bribes. I'm interested in exposing discrimination. Let people decide if they want to support business that operates this way." Eman finally spoke. "Dad, can I say something?" Manny nodded. Eman addressed Marcus and gathered crowd. "This morning I experienced something my mother experienced countless times. Being judged, being dismissed, being treated as less than human because of appearance. It hurt. It was humiliating. Pero it was also educational. I now understand viscerally what discrimination feels like, what many Filipinos experience daily. The poor, the homeless, anyone who doesn't fit society's narrow definition of acceptable. This gym is microcosm of larger problem society that values appearance over character, wealth over humanity. We need to do better. All of us, myself included. I don't want Kevin fired. I don't want this gym destroyed. What I want is change, real change. I want policies that prevent this from happening again. I want staff training on respect and dignity for all people. I want visible commitment to inclusivity. If this gym is willing to genuinely change, to learn from this, to become example of what elite should actually mean, and then I'll support that. Pero if this is just damage control, if nothing actually changes, then yes, it deserves to be exposed. Choice is yours." Speech was mature, gracious, focused on growth, not revenge. People were moved. Several started clapping. Marcus seized opportunity. "Yes, absolutely. We commit to complete overhaul, policies, training, culture, everything. We'll work with diversity consultants. We'll implement accountability systems. We'll become model for industry. Please, give us chance to prove we can change. Desperation was obvious, pero commitment seemed genuine. Survival was powerful motivator. Manny looked at Eman. It's your call, anak. You were wronged. You decide how to proceed. Giving Eman agency, respect, power in situ. Tian. Eman considered. Okay, here's what I want. 1. Kevin and Rico keep jobs pero mandatory sensitivity training, supervised probation for 6 months. 1 more incident, they're done. 2. Jim implements scholarship program. Provide free memberships to 10 aspiring athletes from low-income backgrounds. Real opportunity for those who couldn't afford $50,000 monthly. 3. Visible diversity and inclusion statement at entrance. Commitment made public. 4. Quarterly review with independent auditor to verify changes are real and sustained. I'll personally follow up. If these conditions are met, I won't pursue this further publicly. Deal? Marcus agreed immediately. Deal, absolutely. We'll implement everything. Thank you for giving us chance. We won't waste it. Relief was palpable. Manny was impressed. Eman, I'm proud of you. You handled this with more grace than I would have. You're better man than me. Father-son moment was touching. People watching were emotional. Situation had transformed from confrontation to reconciliation, from destruction to redemption. Ending was better than anyone expected. Training session proceeded. Manny and Eman went to private area, worked mitts, discussed technique, bonded through boxing. Pero atmosphere in gym had changed. Staff was different, attentive pero respectful to everyone. Not just VIPs, members who'd witnessed incident were reflective, questioning their own biases. Woman who'd apologized approached Eman after training. I've been thinking about what Senator Pacquiao said. You're right. I was wrong. Not just today, pero in how I generally view people. I judge, I exclude, I need to change. Thank you for being example, for showing grace, genuine contrition. Eman accepted. We all have biases. Awareness is first step. Action is second. Salamat for being willing to reflect. Several other members approached with similar sentiments. Incident had sparked introspection. People confronting their prejudices, promising to do better. Ripple effect was beginning. What could have been purely negative experience was becoming transformative moment. Teach-in, opportunity, catalyst for growth. Eman felt good about that, about choosing redemption over revenge, about using platform for positive change. After training around 8:30 a.m., as they were leaving, Marcus approached with paperwork. Eman, I've drafted policy changes. Want you to review. Make sure they're substantive, not just performative. Also, scholarship program. I want to launch immediately. Can you help identify worthy candidates? You know community better than I do. Request showed genuine engagement, willingness to learn. Eman agreed. Yes, I'll help. I know several young boxers in Tagum City who could benefit. Talented fighters who lack resources. This could change their lives. Salamat for following through. In parking lot, Manny and Eman stood by Mercedes, debriefing. Anak, how are you feeling? That was intense, Manny asked. Eman reflected. Honestly, empowered. I was humiliated, pero stood my ground. Had you as backup, experienced vindication. Pero more than that, I saw people change, saw a moment of ugliness transform into opportunity for growth. That's powerful. That's meaningful. I'm okay. Better than okay. I'm grateful this happened, weird as that sounds. Manny embraced him. I'm sorry you experienced that. Pero I'm proud of how you handled it. You're teaching me about grace, about focusing on solutions, not just problems. You're becoming Ellie. Eater, I see it. Conversation was interrupted by woman approaching. She was one of scholarship recipients from Jim's previous failed diversity initiative. Excuse me, Eman. I'm Sarah. I train here on scholarship. I just wanted to say thank you what you did today. Demanding real change, not just firing people. That helps us. Actual marginalized people trying to access these spaces. Punitive measures feel good, pero don't create sustainable inclusion. Your approach does, salamat. Perspective Eman hadn't considered. Validation that his instincts were right. Drive home. Eman reflected on morning. Started with humiliation, ended with transformation, discrimination revealed, addressed, hopefully prevented future occurrence, pequeño victory pero important one, thought about posting on social media, sharing story, decided against it. Change was happening, public shaming wasn't necessary, private accountability was working. Sometimes quiet resolution was more powerful than viral exposure. Not everything needed to be content. Some experiences were just faux. Our learning, growth, personal development. Pero what Eman didn't know was that several gym members had already posted videos online, footage of confrontation with Manny, Eman's speech about change, reconciliation. Clips were spreading organically. Elite Performance Gym was trending. Pero surprisingly, sentiment was mixed. Some criticized Jim harshly. Others praised Eman's grace, Manny's advocacy. Overall narrative was nuanced. Not pure cancellation, pero accountability plus redemption. Exactly what situation deserved. Paano kaya mag-develop ang story in following days? Tutuparin ba ni Marcos ang promises? November 8, 2024, 3 days later, Eman received call from Marcus Tan. Eman, updates on everything you requested. Kevin and Rico completed first sensitivity training module, 5 more scheduled, scholarship program launched. We've selected 10 recipients from your recommendations plus local communities. Diversity statement installed at entrance. Hired inclusion consultant Dr. Maria Santos to oversee cultural transformation. We're serious about this. Would you visit again? See changes yourself? Invitation was test. Verify commitments were real. Eman agreed. Returned to gym November 10th. At ang transformation he witnessed would exceed expectations, proving that sometimes confronting discrimination head-on creates genuine change, not just performative gestures pero fundamental cultural shift. November 10th, 2024, Eman returned to Elite Performance Gym, this time dressed identically to first visit. Same worn shorts, old sando, rubber slippers, intentional test. Would staff treat him differently because they now knew who he was, or had culture genuinely changed? Arrived 10 a.m., pushed through entrance. Immediately noticed visible changes. Large professionally designed statement at entrance. Elite Performance Gym commitment to inclusion. We welcome all athletes regardless of background, appearance, or economic status. Excellence is measured by character and dedication, not by clothing or wealth. Everyone deserves respect. Everyone belongs here. Signed by Marcus Tan. Dated November 6, 2024. Front desk had different person, young woman named Lisa Martinez. She looked up, smiled warmly. Good morning, sir. Welcome to Elite Performance. How can I help you today? No judgment, no assessment of clothing, just professional courtesy. Eman identified himself. I'm Eman Bacosa. I'm here to meet with Marcus Tan. Lisa's eyes showed recognition, pero treatment didn't change. Of course, let me notify him. Please have seat. Can I offer you water or coffee while you wait? Hospitality extended equally. Impressive start. Marcus emerged quickly. Eman, thank you for coming. Let me show you around. You'll see changes we've implemented. Tour began. First stop was employee break room. New poster on wall. Respect protocol. All guests are treated with equal dignity. Appearance does not indicate worth or ability. When in doubt, verify politely. Never assume, never judge. Questions? Ask supervisor. Clear guidelines, accountability structure. Next was training schedule posted. Kevin and Rico's names listed with mandatory workshops. Unconscious bias recognition. Cultural competency. Inclusive customer service. Substantial curriculum, not token gesture. Marcus showed Eman scholarship recipients. 10 young athletes from various backgrounds working out using equipment, coached by professional trainers. These athletes are here because of you. Your insistence on real opportunity, they're thriving. Let me introduce you. Walk to group, introduced Eman. Young boxers, basketball players, MMA fighters, ages 15 to 23, all from low-income families. Eyes lit up meeting Eman. Sir, Salamat, because of you, we have access to equipment we could never afford. Coaching, that's changing our lives. You're our hero. One 17-year-old boxer named Miguel said. Eman was moved. You're doing the work? I just opened door. Proud of you all. Keep training hard. Talked to each athlete. Heard their stories. Miguel was from Tondo. Family of 8 lived in tiny apartment. Dreamed of boxing pero couldn't afford gym. Now training 6 days weekly. Improving dramatically. Sarah, the scholarship recipient who'd thanked Eman earlier, was there, introduced him to her training partner. This is Anna. She's on scholarship too, studying engineering at UST. Trains here to stay healthy, manage stress. Without this program, she'd have no outlet. Anna added, gym memberships in Manila are expensive. This changed everything for me. I'm healthier, happier, more focused on studies. Gift I'll never forget. Marcus pulled Eman aside. I want to show you something else. We've implemented customer feedback system. Anonymous surveys about staff interact to you. Says, respectful treatment. Any discrimination is flagged immediately. We review weekly, address issues proactively. Here are first week's results. Showed tablet. Responses were overwhelmingly positive. Staff was courteous and professional. Felt welcomed regardless of my appearance. Inclusive environment. Few negative comments were being addressed. Marcus was taking seriously. Also, Dr. Maria Santos, our inclusion consultant. She's conducted 3 workshops so far. 45 staff members total. Feedback has been powerful. People are confronting biases they didn't know they had. Committing to change. This isn't just compliance. People are genuinely learning. I'm learning. I realize now how we'd created exclusive environment disguised as elite. We're dismantling that, building something better. Marcus seemed sincere. Transformation appeared real. Eman spent 2 hours at gym, worked out, observed interactions, tested staff by asking questions. Everyone was respectful, helpful, no judgment. Culture had shifted, visible, measurable change. He was impressed. Told Marcus, I'm pleasantly surprised. You've exceeded expectations. Changes are substantive. Culture feels different. I appreciate commitment you've shown. Pero real test is sustainability. Maintaining this over time. Not just reactive response to incident pero permanent ethos, al chiche. Ekin quarterly as agreed, keep this going. Marcus committed. We will. This has been wake-up call. We're better business, better community space, better representation of what sports facility should be. Thank you for holding us accountable, for giving us chance to grow. We won't waste it. Handshake sealed commitment. Eman left feeling hopeful that good could come from painful experiences. Discrimination confronted could lead to transformation. Story leaked anyway. Multiple gym members had posted. Videos went viral. Mainstream media picked up story. Manny Pacquiao's son kicked out of gym, returns to find complete transformation. Headlines focused on redemption arc. Elite performance gym became example of how to respond to discrimination accusations, not with denial pero with action. Business actually increased. People wanted to support gym that took accountability seriously, demonstrated real change. Marcus gave interviews, Eman Bacosa taught us that elite should mean character, not exclusion. We're grateful for lesson, we're better for it. Eman gave one interview to ABS-CBN. Karen Davila asked, how did discrimination feel in moment? Eman reflected, dehumanizing, humiliating, eye-opening. I understood for first time what my mother experienced, what millions of Filipinos experience. Being reduced to appearance, being judged as unworthy. It hurt deeply, pero it also motivated me to demand change, to use platform I have to create better environment for others. Silver lining of painful experience. Karen followed up. You chose redemption over revenge. Why? Eman explained. Revenge feels good temporarily, pero changes nothing. Redemption creates lasting impact. I could have destroyed that gym. Viral post would have done it. Pero then what? 10 scholarship recipients lose access. Staff lose jobs, nothing improves. Instead, we created opportunity for growth, real change, that benefits everyone. That's more valuable than momentary satisfaction of public shaming. Sometimes quiet accountability is more powerful than loud cancellation. Interview resonated. Eman received messages from thousands. I experienced similar discrimination. Thank you for speaking up. Your grace inspired me to choose forgiveness over anger in my situation. You're showing what leadership looks like. Impact extended beyond single gym, sparked conversations about discrimination, inclusivity, how to create equitable spaces, national dialogue that needed to happen. 3 months later, February 2025, Eman conducted promised quarterly review. Elite Performance Gym had maintained changes, scholarship program expanded to 15 recipients, staff turnover was 0, everyone who'd been trained stayed, bought into new culture, customer satisfaction scores highest in gym's history. Dr. Santos reported, "Cultural transformation is complete. What began as crisis response has become authentic commitment. I'm recommending Elite Performance as case study for other businesses. They've shown how accountability plus action creates sustainable change." Marcus had become advocate, spoke at business conferences about experience. "Being called out for discrimination was worst day of my business career, pero best thing that happened to us. Forced us to examine values, practices, culture, W. He were exclusive disguised as elite. Now we're genuinely excellent, serving broader community, creating opportunities, living our values. Revenue is up, satisfaction is up. We're better in every measurable way. Accountability works, change is possible. Thank you, Eman Bacosa, for demanding it." 1-year anniversary, November 2025, Elite Performance Gym hosted event, Celebration of Inclusion, invited all scholarship recipients, their families, community members, media. Manny and Eman were guests. Of honor, Marcus gave speech. "Year ago we failed, we discriminated, we excluded, we hurt someone who deserved better. That failure became our teacher. Eman Bacosa's grace became our guide. Today we're different organization, better organization. We serve 45 scholarship athletes. We've trained all staff in inclusion. We've created an environment where everyone truly belongs. This is just beginning. Commitment continues. Thank you all for being part of transformation." Scholarship recipients shared testimonies. Miguel, the young boxer from Tondo. "I've won 3 regional championships this year. Training here changed my trajectory. I have coaches, equipment, support. I'm being recruited by professional promoters. Dreams that seemed impossible are becoming real." Salamat to Elite Performance. Salamat to Eman for making this possible. Others shared similar stories. Lives transformed. Opportunities created. Collective impact was beautiful. Eman's closing remarks were heartfelt. "Year ago I was kicked out of this gym, judged by appearance, treated as less than. That hurt, pero pain created purpose. We transformed incident into movement, discrimination into inclusion, failure into growth. I'm grateful to Marcus, to staff, to Dr. Santos for taking accountability seriously, for doing work of change. You've become model, proof that businesses can evolve, that people can learn, that better is always possible. To scholarship recipients, you're not charity cases. You're athletes. You're worthy. You belong. Keep working. Keep dreaming. Keep proving that talent exists everywhere. Opportunity determines who gets to develop it. We've created opportunity. You're seizing it. That's beautiful partnership." To everyone watching who has experienced discrimination, who's been judged, excluded, diminished based on appearance or background, I see you, you matter. Your worth is inherent, not earned. Demand respect, demand access, demand change. Use your voice, use your platform. Don't accept discrimination as normal. Challenge it, confront it, transform it. We have power to create more inclusive world. One interaction, one business, one policy at a time. Let's use it. Collectively, we're unstoppable. Individually, we're responsible. Choose inclusion. Choose growth. Choose change. That's legacy worth building. Speech received standing ovation. Event concluded with celebration, food, music, community coming together. Year's journey from pain to purpose was complete. Eman reflected privately. That November morning in worn clothes being dragged out by security had felt like nightmare. Pero it became catalyst, spark that ignited transformation, not just in one gym, pero in broader conversation. Other gyms implemented similar programs. Businesses reviewed policies. Individuals examined biases. Ripple effect extended far beyond original incident. Exactly what should happen when discrimination is confronted with grace. Accountability. Commitment to change. Legacy endured. Elite Performance Gym became landmark. The gym that learned. Story was taught in business schools. Diversity training programs. Example of redemption done right. Eman's approach, demanding change over seeking revenge, became model for advocacy. How to hold institutions accountable while creating path forward. Balance of justice and mercy. Firm boundaries with gracious spirit. Exactly what world needed more of. Exactly what he demonstrated. 20-year-old teaching lessons about leadership, character, transformation, proving that age doesn't determine wisdom. Circumstances don't determine worth. Appearance doesn't indicate value. Humanity exists in everyone, deserves recognition in everyone, requires protection for everyone. Truth that Elite Performance Gym learned painfully pero embraced fully. Truth that Eman Bacosa embodied completely. Truth that transformed mourning of humiliation into year of elevation, private pain into public purpose, individual incident into collective movement, permanent, meaningful, beautiful.